Hey you guys, so you know that I'm really into my personal development and making changes. And so some of the things I've been working on lately in the last month or so, I have added additional strength training to my workout, which meant I had to make a lot of lifestyle changes so I could do it. I had to drink more water, eat more protein, and get a good night's sleep. And all those things were really hard to do, but they've been really paying off. I've also started adding transcendental meditation again to my schedule, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. And that has brought me like so much more joy to my life. Um, I've also, on the personal level, taken the neurobiology course from Terry Real and really tried to figure out more why I get so guarded with the guys contacting me for my escort appointments. If they don't introduce themselves, I was feeling very threatened and very guarded. And I had, over the years of being an escort, I had become, in my appointments, I'm always super nice and guys love me, but I think I missed out on appointments and I would get really guarded around the way that people contacted me. If they didn't introduce themselves, I would feel very threatened internally and I would just like block them. And due to watching the Alison Armstrong videos and talking to one of my friends, I started in the last few weeks becoming more open, which has felt better for me. And I've actually realized that a lot of these guys are not going to start their first contact with me by introducing themselves because they're trying to just see if they have the right number and they want to see how the woman responds to them. And they're always very nice. They're just men looking for affection, you know? Um, and so coming from a nicer, more trusting place has actually made me feel more softer and more open. So that's been going on for me the last few weeks. I've reworded my ads and my website, and not to feel so guarded, you know. That's something that happened to me over all the years of being single, and it was something I was really working on. Last week, I had a couple people telling me that I ought to do some day trips because I'm very much in this little bubble, you know, in the suburbs, like this very comfort bubble. I don't go out, I don't party, you know, I don't travel. And so today, after Pilates, I went to the beach in PB and it was really nice. I saw a bunch of good looking guys. Afterwards, I went and had breakfast and it was just like a really good day for me. Yeah, life's been good for me. Life has been really good for me. I feel like now, 9 years after my divorce, I'm no longer angry with my husband. You know, if you watched my videos from a few months ago, I was still talking about how I was having trouble forgiving him. And a couple days ago, I was actually sitting on my sofa and just crying because I felt so sad, thinking that he was probably in a lot of pain, that he had to be so closed off. Um, I've gotten to the point where, like, I feel like my life is good. I just feel like this job that I have, I could do this till I'm 80. I've had some gentlemen share with me that they've seen like a really sexy woman in her 80s. So I know that women can be sexual and sexually desirable well into being 80. And my health is really good. I still, somehow I think it's all the weightlifting that's given me more testosterone, maybe, because I noticed in my appointments, I don't use lube with my appointments. I don't, unless I really have to, because I want to be embodied. And I noticed that I'm getting more responsive with the men that I'm seeing, like physically more responsive, which is really good. I like that. I don't climax from penetration, but I always try to see how turned on I can get. And I feel like I've been getting more turned on, like more wetter. So that's really good. That's really good. Um, Also, what I was thinking about today driving home from Pilates is that, um, I think of how unhappy I was when I was married, and I don't regret being married that long. I really like my family life, but this is what I want to say for people too is another thing to consider is that I really think that I traumatized myself. I traumatized myself by allowing myself to be around in an environment where I kept being pushed away. I traumatized myself by being with someone who kept telling me no to affection and who kept pushing me away. That little amount of affection I was trying to get, like not very much. I was pretty independent, but the little amounts I was looking for and being pushed away, I think that was really traumatizing. And I wish I would have known a lot of what I know now about relationships and repair and connection and vulnerability and authenticity. And any of you guys who are in a relationship, I'm just starting the relational life therapy with Terry Real, part 3, which is the last part, which is teaching people how to be intimate. So RLT1 is kind of like um, connecting through the truth and showing the people what the issue is in a loving way that makes them really go, oh my God, I see this. Oh my God, I've been an angry victim. Oh my gosh, I've been like a tyrant. And they see their pattern. RLT2 teaches therapists how to work with trauma, inner child healing and trauma work, and repair like that. And then RLT3 is teaching couples or teaching therapists how we help people be intimate, how to be vulnerable, how to be intimate. For example, telling your partner, I'm feeling really triggered right now. I need a moment. And Terry Real has on his website, there's a 10-step process you go through when you take a time out. Or also like, if you're on a dating app and you're just texting some guy, for example, you could say, I love texting and I would really love to hear your voice. Are you up for a phone call? Or if you and your spouse have been drifting apart, even, I feel really lonely. How are you doing over there? I miss how things used to be between us. Teaching people relational skills, and that's something we don't learn. We don't see it in porn, we don't see it on Hollywood movies, and we certainly haven't seen it in our homes growing up. So that's the class I'm taking. Well, they just released the video, so I have to watch the videos, and then the live calls with Terry Real are next week. So I have that going on, and I'm really excited about that too, because I try to get these little bits and pieces of learning about myself through the interactions I have with other people. Also, I have a really good friend that she and I are trying to buy an investment property. So I have that going on, and I have things going on, more family trips planned with my kids. Yeah, so that's just a little bit about me, what I have going on. I feel like I think one of the main things that has helped me a lot be so happy with my life is transcendental meditation. I notice that even if I just meditate 10 minutes a day, when I do that regularly, I just start feeling like a lot of joy that carries over into my everyday life, and a thing called support of nature. Support of nature being this unexplained things where things just start jiving. I don't know how it works or why it happens. I know there are thousands of studies done on TM as far as helping with high blood pressure and IQ and relaxation, mental clarity, better relationships, faster reaction times, and all of that, lower stress levels. But the support of nature and the joy, I just, I know that at any moment anything can happen. I can lose my health, I can lose my money, the dollar can collapse, anything can happen. Um, but also, I think it's okay to share with people that, my life is finally going really well after many, many years of, feeling alone and complaining about men and not finding a guy and feeling sorry for myself. 9 years post divorce, I finally found my fucking groove. And I'm going to be honest that my profession, the income I have from my profession and my profession have a lot to do with it, because if it wasn't for men paying me, I would not have the life I have now. So I owe a lot of it to men. I owe it all to men, because if it wasn't for men, I would not be where I am now. I would not be where I am now if it wasn't for men. Men have been the source of my income my entire life. And maybe that's a good thing to end this video with. Men have been my providers my entire life. I have never had a woman provide for me. I've never had a woman provide for me. Even my real estate clients, they were all men. My employers were men. My clients were men. My dad was a piece of shit who didn't provide much. My grandfather provided for us. My mom worked part-time as a TM teacher, and my grandfather provided for us. And then it was my husband. And now it's my male clients. I'm very aware that my life is possible only because of men. Only because of men. And I hope that a lot of women start appreciating men, because not only do they provide for us, they have built everything. Everything in this apartment is from men. The furniture, they installed the carpet, they built the place, they did the farming, they built the furniture, they trucked it. Women didn't do any of that. The women raised the men, but it was the labor of the men. And sure, they pay for me and I give them something, but I don't have female clients. I don't have female clients. I probably have made $500 in the last year from women, if even that. Not enough to even buy a week's worth of groceries. It's all men. So I had to look at why I was being so guarded. And I think I was copying my dad, who's very reactive. By the way, here's an interesting tidbit, a little on the personal side. So my mom calls me. My parents have been divorced since I'm 12, like a long time. I'm 60. My dad's been remarried 40 years. My mom calls me. Apparently my siblings were with my dad, and we never knew what was in his will. My dad has some money. His ex-wife has some money. A lot of it was inherited, but a lot of it was the money they made working. And they have vacation properties in Aspen and Portugal. And I don't know how much money he has. I didn't even know if I was in the will. But apparently he read the will to everyone, or part of it. And apparently my sister, my brother, and I each get a certain amount of money, and we all get the same. And I'm in the will. Even though he stopped talking to me 7 years ago because of my profession. So that was interesting. Kind of surprising to me. That's maybe a little bit on a personal note. But anyway, I just wanted to share some of that stuff with you guys, what's going on with me, like a little bit on a personal note. And I feel really happy and content with my life. even though I'm single and I never thought this day would come. But it's come. That's all I want to say. If any of you guys are struggling with your lives or you need some coaching, reach out, give me a call. If you've had any severe trauma in your life, you're going to need a lot of trauma work. You know, if you don't want to pay for coaching or therapy, here's a really good book for you guys, Complex PTSD. This guy has so many great reviews on Amazon, and he has a YouTube channel. He was also a victim of severe childhood abuse. He spent many years trying to work through it, including trying to ashrams in India and this and this and that. And he has a whole guidebook that you can work through at your own pace on silencing the inner critic and having compassion for yourself. And it's written with such love and care, and things you can do to heal yourself, whether you have panic attacks or depression or just severe self-loathing. It's also on Audible. I'm listening to it on Audible. I'm very intrigued in helping people through this stuff. I just find it all very fascinating. Anyway, thank you to you guys for watching my videos, and I really feel like you guys care about me, so that's super sweet, and thank you so much.